Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's I'm going to be reviewing the Ford Escape Platinum. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford here in Provo for giving me some time with this Escape. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have. If you have any questions, need any help, just ask for John Jenks. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 31 on the highway, with power outputs being 250 horsepower and then 280 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So I really like this color. It's like a bluish gray, really cool looking. Or you could say it's a grayish blue, whichever you prefer. Now the Escape has a pretty crazy light design. You guys can see the headlights, and then notice that goes into the grille here at the top that's also illuminated, so pretty interesting looking. Fog lights there on either side, and overall the new Escape, I think it's a good looking car. Now our tire wheel setup is 225 by 55 by 19 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels, you got the silver with the metallic gray, like the big chunky fender flare there. See the rest of that bodywork. It would be cool if that was painted though, I will say that. Some nice chrome trim around the windows, and there's your side profile. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We've got the remote start, the opening for the hatch, Ford logo there on the back. Press that a couple times. There we go. That was a bit of a lag. It's like all open when I want to open. Now the Escape is similar in size to like a RAV4, so we've got quite a bit of storage space behind the second row. Spare tire underneath. Steely. That's kind of cool. But yeah, it's pretty darn practical. When you're all done, just press that and that will lower the hatch right back down. I like the taillight design here. I think that's pretty cool looking. All of the badging there in chrome. Got the 2 exhaust tips there at the bottom as well. And it's the rest of the rear. And now this leads us inside. So you can see you've got the soft touch down below. And then more soft touch trim all over the seats. It's cool stitching. Getting in's easy. Got pretty good legroom back here. We got some vents here in the rear as well. And then headroom back here is actually solid. Now this leads us up front, where you can see again the soft touch trim and down below. All of our window controls. Got our mirror adjustments, memory seat functionality, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. Here's the front seats, got the nice perforations on either side with the bolsters, which is kind of interesting. Not perforated in the center though. All of our adjustments on the side, light controls here, and then they actually made the dash soft touch too. When it comes to the steering wheel, nice soft touch trim all around. And then on the front, we've got some controls for the center. We also have our adaptive cruise control, volume and voice command control. So pretty standard setup. Stocks here on the back as well. Now here's our center gauge cluster. We can use it to scroll through and see different bits of information on the car, and then also kind of change the formatting of the gauge cluster. Just depends on what you want to see. But yeah, pretty easy system to use overall. Well, I've got quite a bit of glare, but we do have a 360 camera system, so it's nice. You can see out of the different angles of the car. And then I can also press the camera button and then I'll pull up the camera too. But yeah, as for the infotainment system, again, this is good to show kind of what the real world lighting looks like certain times of the day. But yeah, it's pretty quick to respond. One of the cool things is the drive modes will give you an animation here in the center. Whoops, I didn't mean to go out of that. But yeah, you pull up the tab and then you can go through the different modes depending on what you want to have selected. Yeah, easy to use, touch response at the bottom, and then that lets you access the seats. You do have heated seats with this, which we're going to turn that off. No cooled seats. Again, the seats aren't perforated, so you're not going to be able to have that. This trim across is nice looking. And then down below we've got some physical buttons for like your volume, your parking assist, and then your auto stop start, the drive modes for the camera as well. Charging area here. Got the dial shifter for the 8-speed, parking brake with your auto holds, some more cup holders. Pretty decent storage space in the center console. Nice trim on the top. And then, yeah, it's a pretty big glove box. Just regular rear view mirror, no sunroof or anything like that. Now taking a look at the window sticker, you can see 2025 Escape Platinum. And total MSRP is $39,295. And let's see how it performs. Well, let us set off in the Escape Platinum. You know, I feel like automakers, I'm just gonna say this, I feel like automakers overuse fancy language with their cars. I mean, think about this, for example, you've got like Platinum and limited and exclusive, right? All of these big words to signify something special. And I'm not saying the Escape's not special, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is an economy crossover, right? This is a commuter crossover, and it's got Platinum in it. So the point I'm trying to make is I feel like automakers should maybe consider, you know, toning it down a little bit on the language. Maybe just call this the fancy Escape, right? It's still an Escape, but it's the fancy Escape. I don't know, let me know your thoughts on that. But I mean, when I think of again, prior to the language that we see today, when I think of Platinum, I think of like the top, right? And this is the top line for the Escape, but I think of like just the top period. So if Ford had Platinum, you know, for their top of the line like car period, like their best car they've ever made, then that would make more sense. But I don't know, too much into the weeds. But let's set off, see how the 2.0 performs. Ooh, it's got some good punch, smooth. Now again, this is kind of like a RAV4, Mazda CX-5, Honda CR-V competitor. And if you guys want to see comparisons, let me know. Let me know in the comment section, and I can surely put some comparisons together. But that's kind of the segment that this is competing within. And I think it does a pretty good job, because first off, it's a little bit of torque steer. Ooh, the turbo sounds cool. I don't know if I did it that time. But it's got good power. It really does. It's got a solid pull. You look at the RAV4. The RAV4's got a few different powertrains. The non-hybrid, the 2.5, is only got like 200 horsepower. And then the CR-V's sub 200 horsepower. The Mazda's probably the only one that's actually competitive with the Escape, because that has a turbo 4-cylinder 2.5 that's got, with premium, 250 horsepower and then 320 pound-feet of torque. So that's really the only one you can compare to the Escape when it comes to performance. But yeah, that's one thing with the Escape is, you know, the power figures and everything are solid as they can be. It drives well. It's got a pretty nice interior. So it's a solid offering, and they haven't gone too crazy with the price. I will give Ford crap for a couple of things though, because of some of the competition. So Ford does, like I said, they do a good job on this, but cooled seats, that's something that some of the competition will, like Mazda at this price point has cooled seats. So I do think that is something that Ford should consider offering in the Platinum version. I mean, the Platinum F-150s have heated, cooled massaging seats, so just a thought there. And then the other thing would be just kind of like, and maybe I'm wrong on this, some of the interior elements feel kind of plasticky, right? Again, I'm thinking about the Mazda CX-5 because I feel like it's most comparable performance-wise to this. It has a very premium feeling interior. So, but again, I don't know if Ford people care about that. I think that Ford is kind of known more for the performance. So maybe that means that, okay, yeah, we have this interior, but Ford should up the performance even more, so this is really a standout in the segment. But again, maybe the buyers of this car don't care. So I don't know on that. But I think that that's one thing that could make Ford stand out more in the segment, like they did with the Explorer. The Explorer has a 3-liter V6 turbo, has 400 horsepower. Like, not a lot of other cars really are even close in that 3-row SUV segment at that price point. So maybe they could do a similar thing with the Escape. Maybe put the, I don't know if the engine will fit into the, but maybe put that 2.7 V6, or put the 3.0, do like a full-on Escape ST. You know, obviously be a little bit more expensive than this, but just crazy performance. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. But Either way, let me think about the Escape Platinum. It's a nice kind of like luxury crossover, entry-level crossover. When I say entry-level, it's a smaller size.